Ah. That's all. This is 419. I didn't think we've been here that long. Yeah, bro.
It's 319.
319.
There we go.
Okay. Y'all ready? That was right on the bell.
That's real,
All
right?
right, that's real. You know what I'm saying? It's go time.
All right.
You know, this is You On right now. And You On with Coach Marlon. Yo, 0 to 100 real quick. Real quick. No, no, you on with
You
Coach.
get a suit, man.
Drake, don't take it personal.
Right.
I got this before Drake.
Right. No, man. So we here at 0 to 100 Fitness with Coach Marlon, who's also the owner as well as an MMA trainer.
Yeah.
So, Coach Marlon, man, you have done a lot for the community and not a lot for the city of Milwaukee. So we trying to give you your flowers and your recognition right here on Put You On Notice podcast, man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Just with the gym, when I decided to open a gym, I didn't want it just to be a business. I wanted to be a business where it could benefit, you know, black and brown people, and not just black and brown people. Anybody want to come to the gym as well.
Right, right.
But I want to make an opportunity for people who maybe not can afford fitness, proper fitness programs, proper training programs, and all the things. You know, there's a lot of big box gyms out here. You know, the Experience Fitness, the Planet Fitness. But why not come to the small boutique fitness and get a good workout on, and also be able to train in the skill that you can use to decide you want to make fighting your career. So.
Right, right. And honestly, man, I didn't even know this place existed. Like, not even gonna lie
Best
to
keep
you,
secret,
but
man.
it is definitely like I gotta sign up. I'm definitely signing up. You know what I'm saying? What y'all do here is amazing. You definitely have a spot not only just for young adults or adults, but also for the youth.
Yes.
And that's how I actually found you. You know, checking out Growing Up Milwaukee. Man, like that was one amazing documentary illustrating what goes on in the city of Milwaukee. What are your thoughts, or how did you end up being a part of Growing Up Milwaukee?
Well, I thought the documentary itself was fun. It was phenomenal. I liked it. It highlighted the truth. It wasn't really watered down.
Right.
Which I liked a lot. I'll be a part of it because one of my good friends owns a group home, Next Chapter Living Center. So we partner up, and every Saturday we bring in residents of the group home to kind of learn self-defense and kind of learn MMA. Mixed martial arts has a high level of discipline, so we kind of work that in, and we try to use the lessons in MMA or combat sports as life lessons. It mirrors each other. So we've been doing that for about 3 years. It's been a lot of fun. We've had some success stories. So we got hooked up with that, and then we got hooked up with documentary through that. So
that's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm P.Y.O.N. Copeland. I'm 1-1 in amateur fighting and 1-0 in kickboxing. We're looking out.
Versus somehow. This time, Yami, I want you to, Aaron, I want you to go against the fence. I want Yami to kind of play. So he would throw strikes. So it gets Mr. Cage for us to get those strikes to kind of distract him. Boom, boom, boom. And then he can shoot in or if he wants to do how he wants to do it. So work that. Ready? Go. Nice takedown. And back up. Good job. Back up.
And with you being located in the heart of the hood,
Right.
how do you feel you can connect with the youth? Or connect this with some of the people that you train?
I think fitness and martial arts in particular kind of closes the gap on communication, right? It's a lot of nonverbal communication, right?
Right.
We can tell a story, we can say I'm this and that, but being on the mat or being in the ring, a lot of you can't really fake it, right? It is what it is. You are who you are. You can't blunt it and say I'm somebody different. It's there.
Right.
So using the platform, even with fitness, we know your goals and we're all working together. So the cool thing about our gym is that our fighters work out alongside regular clients, right? There's no division, right? There's no, I mean, we do have team practice where the sparring is a little bit different, but everybody can learn together, right? So now you have people who have highly skilled, maybe in great shape, working with people who are maybe not skilled at all, and not in the best shape, but they're learning and working together. Yeah. That way, ego's not getting involved. I'm the man. No, it's none of that. We all work together. We're all learning together. We learn from each other. Something I can't do, you might be able to do, and I can learn from you. And I'm not gonna get too high where I can't teach you something, and I think I'm better than you. All right. So it works out really, really well because everybody gets along. We have a huge community support between each other. Before pre-COVID, if our fighters are having a fight, our whole gym turns out. Everybody shows up. Everybody supports each other. So it's a really good resource on that scale, and it's a safe place.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a safe place. Nobody's, safety's first. Nobody's gonna put you down. We're gonna try to build you up. You know what I mean? So all those things is what the community needs, right? Especially with young black males, they're warriors, right? They're warriors at the heart of it. They're warriors, but we don't practice a lot of warrior things anymore, right? We don't have to. Thank God, right? Right. But we don't have to practice a lot of warrior things. But I think those warrior things gave kids lessons, and MMA kind of mirrors that in a safe space. Teaching you hard work, teaching you that sometimes you might lose, you come back stronger, you get back and try again. A lot of kids need those lessons in safe space. Right?
How has 0 to 100 helped you, you know what I'm saying, like continue to go down the right path, and just how has 0 to 100 here helped you in general?
Oh, yeah, it's the family here, man. Like, they help a lot from on the street. We think twice about getting to fight on the street as well. Like, okay, I know more than he do. I don't want to hurt him. You're like,
right.
Eventually go to jail. I don't want to go to jail for this. Help me think smarter outside of here.
Gotcha. So you're not only training the mind, but you're training the body as well.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let's go back a little bit. Could you tell us what inspired you to be a MMA trainer, or to even, open your own gym?
Well, I went to school for graphic design. When I got home, I graduated from college. I worked in a corporation for a little bit doing my job, and then I didn't like working in a corporation, didn't like doing the graphic design for a corporation. I'm not going to say the name of the corporation.
Okay.
But I just didn't like it. Didn't feel right. So I started working with kids. I used to work at the Boys and Girls Club, and I worked for the YMCA. I taught martial arts, and I did it for a long time. And I worked for MPS for a while, too, as well. But I wanted to do something different where I kind of use my skills, my love, my passion to kind of help. How can I help? The first thing is it's a business, right? I want to make money. I want to be successful, right? But at the same time, if it doesn't mean anything if I'm not helping the community that I'm in and where I'm from. So fitness has also been a big passion of mine. So I was like, how can I combine my love, martial arts and fitness? Right. And so I quit my job. I started training. Within 2 years, I decided to open my own gym. And I was actually, when it first started, it was just supposed to be fitness and just working out and learning how to train like a fighter, right?
Yeah.
And then we moved from that to, I had 2 clients. One of the clients was a kid I used to work with at the Boys and Girls Club. And then another client was a friend I went to high school with, and they're both like, hey coach, we want to fight. And I'm like, you want to fight for real? Like, hey, we want to fight for real. I'm like, all right, I guess we can do this, but give us a year to kind of get everything together. I can teach you how to punch and kick and strike, but we have to work on the ground game. We're gonna have to work on submissions, and I'm gonna work on, what to expect.
You'll ask them like why, like what?
They had different reasons.
Okay.
One was, he was young. He had gained a bunch of weight. He lost the weight. He's feeling good about himself, and he was happy. He wanted to see if he could challenge himself.
Yeah. I mean, so a lot of people fight because they, or do MMA or boxing because they, fighting for something, or they trying to protect something. What are you fighting for, or what are you trying to protect?
I'm trying to protect my legacy, man. I like fighting. I like sport. I want to make it big in the sport. I never came from a violent background. I've always been a good kid, just doing it for the sport.
And the young lady I went to high school with, so we were in our late 30s, at the time. And she just wanted to challenge herself, you know what I mean? So I'm like, we'll do it, but we're going to have to, it's going to be a grind, right? I'm not going to sit you out there, right? So, because we're not going to be the best in jiu-jitsu, we're not going to be the best in wrestling, we're just getting started. But what we can be really, really fit, right? And I put them through the paces, so they would do like an hour and a half workout every day, not 2 workouts, and then they would train MMA. Then do another workout in the morning. So I mean, they grinded like professional fighters. We went straight professional, eating, diet, everything.
And it's tough to just cut you off, change your whole diet and you know, follow that routine. Like,
because I was big on that. I was like, I'm not going to put you in this cage,
right?
Unless I know that you can, first of all, protect yourself. Right? So that was the first thing, you know. So we exactly. If you can't be the best, the most highly skilled, you can at least be athletic enough to be able to move around, tire out your opponent. And so we worked on the skill, worked on the cardio, we worked on the strength, and so they got really great, phenomenal shape. They ended up fighting at a Pure FC. Shout out Jake Clip. They fought and they both won. They won because people had more experience than them, and it was a great feeling. I was like, I'm going to continue to do this. And then we've had more kids come in and want to train. We're still doing the fitness program the whole time. We're still doing fitness. Fitness clients were coming in still, and we still started building. And then we had another team, a crop of kids, and a lot more younger kids came in. A lot of community members came in, and it's been growing ever since. And we just kept it going. So shout out to Davion Peterson and Lauren Markowski. Nothing but love. They actually shown
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. They set it off for us.
Coach Aaron Ballinger, wrestling coach.
So he kind of made a mistake. He stuck his head in when he shot.
Okay.
And so he has to work through that. And this happens in MMA. Sometimes you make mistakes, and you got to kind of work through them again. When you make mistakes, you can't just give up. You got to work through it. So kind of pattern in life, and you kind of teach.
How long you been doing this, Coach?
Well, since 2014.
Okay.
I started at Duke Rufus, and then came here.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
And what inspired you to continue, you know, or what inspired you to coach? Oh, this is the best part.
Helping the young people, giving back to the community, is making people better about themselves.
So, with you being located in the hood in the city of Milwaukee, we know Milwaukee is surrounded by poverty.
Yeah.
So with that being said, how do you work with youth or people that want to come in but quite ain't got the bucks for it?
So big part of that is this. First of all, we're probably the lowest priced gym for MMA, because usually monthly is about $150 for most MMA gyms, because it's boutique fitness and $150 for any gym. CrossFit
right.
gyms,
I was going to say most gyms.
Specialty gyms about $150 for this type of level of specialized training, right? So I don't nowhere near that, right? So then that's another thing. For fitness, is comparable to Anytime or Planet Fitness or anything like that. Try to keep it at that level. We do have commitment though, so I do give you a commitment. So come in, you got to commit to being here. Another thing is, I've had programs where if kids come in and say, hey coach, I ain't got the money right now, say, hey, you know what, come clean up. Right? You come clean up the gym, we'll work with you.
Make them earn. Make them earn.
But here's a caveat though. If I give you this offer, right, and I see you come in and then you don't stay after to clean up, I'm gonna talk to you first time about it. Hey, man, we had this problem, whatever. Next time, I'm like, okay, you don't want to walk through this door, because here's the thing: when we're helping kids, we still have to instill discipline, right? Because we don't show up to work, we're gonna get fired. That's part of that. So sometimes programs, they put kids in situations where they're, they can be succeeding, but they don't also instill discipline, understand how the real world works, right? Is somebody gonna help you? You gotta be able to help yourself and honor your deal. Honor is a huge thing with me, like being honorable. And so for the most part, I never had any problems with kids not following through. Because I do hold my fighters and anybody that trains here to a standard, right? If I see a kid post some weird whack on Facebook, I'm on an inbox. Hey man, take that down. That's not really,
You hold them accountable.
Real mentorship.
Right.
And sometimes they look at me crazy, but my thing is, I feel like if that's what needs to happen, we need more, especially young kids, they need to be told.
Right.
Like, that's not the, because that stuff sticks with you forever. Some things don't need to be said. Every conversation don't need to be had on Facebook, on internet, or recorded. Because you're not going to be the same person you were 10 years from now. You might regret. You never know where you're going to be corporate. How many people that got taken down because they posted something when they was 14, 15, 16.
And now it's coming back.
Yeah. Because people want to bring you down at that point.
Yeah.
Especially these fighters, you get to, as soon as you become a UFC champion or some champion somewhere, they're going to look for what.
You might pull up an old tweet.
Yes, old tweet. Because they want to be, not to just be a hater, but that can destroy you because you said some crazy, whatever. And you just want to represent yourself. You don't want everybody to look at you that way because you're feeling some type of way at that point in time, right?
Yeah. Would you say to sum it all up, that a lot of the youth get into situations that they get in here in Milwaukee because there is a lack of things for them to do. So you providing this opportunity to them, like, hey, like, I understand things might not be right on this end over here, but look, if you come and you show you dedicated, or you put your time in, I will also look out for you. You know what I'm saying? Do you think?
I think that's the part of it. one of our kids, we have to understand, especially for our kids, one bad day don't make a bad life, right? Following up, just because you had a bad day or bad things happen doesn't mean your whole life is gone.
Right.
And sometimes you run into kids that have had a bad experience and then they want to throw everything away, right? I went to jail, so I come home, I can't do nothing. I'm going to be gutted. You know, we get a lot of people who just get into a position where a lot of bad things happen, and they don't realize that you still got, you know, good 70, 60 years of life ahead of you. You making one bad decision is not going to make the rest of the thing. And it happens in the gym. Sometimes you might lose a couple of fights. You know what I mean? You might lose a couple of practices. In fact, when you first get into the gym, you're going to lose the majority of your fights. Right?
Yeah, like you got to learn so much.
Right.
I mean, you can't
so
come out
much.
expecting to.
Right, right. And so, go ahead.
And that's the thing I feel where the generational difference is. You know, we were taught like, hey, you lost that fight, you better go out there and fight him again.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to come back to you do, but it's like now.
I lost the web. I'm about to get back in there on my hey, on me.
I thought we were going to talk about that.
But then it's like, you know, with Facebook and social media, it's like everything is glorified or is put on the Facebook. So like now people are afraid to take those L's. But what is it like? Now, if you take an L, how you know what getting back up is like? You know what I'm saying? So like, I appreciate this gym alone taking the youth and telling them it's okay.
It's okay to lose.
It's okay to lose
It's
sometimes
okay.
because that builds character and that builds motivation.
Right.
In order for you to get that way.
And you learn more when you lose.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I take plenty of L's. Owning a business, you're going to take a lot of L's. But the thing is, the reward is always something that happens that I keep going through because I know that, first of all, I know that little stuff don't bother me, right? So like the pandemic happened, right? These people who were used to winning, right? Making a lot of money, everything was good. They freaked out when stuff, jobs closed, and they couldn't go to their bars, they couldn't go to where they wanted to go to. People who are already poor.
We been there. We here.
It is.
Right, we know what to do.
It is. They didn't freak out because they called, try to get their money. Nobody didn't answer. People used to that.
Right.
Because they used to that stuff don't bother them no more.
Right.
And anybody who's been successful has had a really gutter, like rough part of life because it make them tougher. That's why they're mentally tough, right? But a lot of times people fold, right? And you can't necessarily fold. You're still breathing. You still got a chance.
Right.
Sometimes people just fold under pressure.
Right.
And like you said, it's the Facebook generation, right? Nobody ever takes a loss. Rappers don't even rap about taking losses. When you heard a rapper talk about the loss he took, I'm always winning. I'm winning. I got the car. People rap about having a nice car before they even have nice cars, right? But then we remember the rappers that do talk about their
Which
losses.
is why I say that's part of setting us up for failure. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what's guiding our youth. That's what's impacting our youth. Like that's what they look up to. So if you talking about all of this stuff that you may or may not have, like you setting them up, not actually telling them how to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Kids, you're a bum. First, you call a kid a bum right now, they lose their
Oh
mind.
my God.
You call them anything else, but you call them a bum, you bum. Oh my God, it's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, like, we have to understand, like, though you have to take losses. Like other music genres, they talk about their losses, right? You listen to country music, they talk about they lost their car, their wife, and they still accept it, right? You know, we listen. That's a jam. Man, he talking about he lost a dog, a car. You don't never hear like rappers talking about I lost my car, I lost my dog, I lost my gold, my ring. You never hear it. It's always about coming back. I got the money.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So,
Air something out. Yeah.
Right. So that's the mindset of our kids. You're not allowed to lose publicly.
Right.
Right. And that's the biggest thing we have with our fighters. Right. They're in the middle of a cage. It's thousands of people watching. They probably didn't talk whatever they said they was gonna do when it happened, and they might lose, right? But once the kids learn that's okay, that's the best lesson. You know what I mean? They win and they lose, and they okay with it, and they can go on and function. And it's not the end of the world. But we do run into that. Oh man, I can't fight, man. My cousins them see me. See you what? You got in there. Like, you know what I mean?
They see me lose.
Right. Yeah, but they didn't even get in. You know what I mean? But the thing is, people, they do run into that.
Right.
Like, I don't want my cousins or my mom when them see me lose. Like, what?
So, Yami, give us a little bit about your professional background.
I'm an amateur. I started like 2018, my first fight. I lost that fight, but came back, won. I came back, won by knockout. So, and I did a kickboxing match too. So it's not just MMA.
Okay, so with MMA, you know, there's so many different backgrounds. What would you say you specialize in, or what's one of your favorites?
I'm more of a striker. I'm learning grappling because that's very important as well. But I'm more of a freestyle striker, so don't really specify one technique.
Got you.
I just blend them all together.
Got you. What got you into it, man?
UFC, actually, I used to watch it all the time. I'm like, I want to try that out one day. I was a kid, just watching TV, just looking at the channels, like, yeah, that looked fun.
So from watching it to actually getting into it, what would you say is like, what was your shot?
Actually coming here.
You talked about rewards. What's the reward for you?
You know what? Honestly, the reward is I go to work every day and I enjoy what I do, right? That's one of the biggest rewards. I don't hate what I do, right? I might hate the day from the day. Some days I'm like, oh, this is it. I can't do this anymore.
Oh yeah, we all had those.
Right. But being able to do and change what I want whenever I can see a direction of what's going on. If I see something going wrong, I have nowhere to look to but me, right? Oh, I made that call, right? So I've had some losses in the gym, I had some wins in the gym, but having that control to be able to control your own destiny is one of the most special things for me. And sometimes another reward for me is that I feel like I'm helping people, right? I feel like I'm helping. You know, for every ones I don't help, because you take some little loss. Some kids come in and, you know, they might leave the gym. They might have a different mindset of what they think the gym should be, and, you know, or different things, right? But then there's some kids that will come back and tell me, hey, man, thanks, you saved my life, right? Or I've had phone calls, hey, you helped me save my life.
Yeah,
you put me there. And I have some guys in this gym that have made me feel like, you know what, I did okay. You know what I mean? I did okay.
And how are you able to, my fault, Led, how are you able to like separate that, like being told these heartfelt stories of, you know what I'm saying, like things that not just kids, but the adults go through. Like, how are you able to help them separate that anger and that, you know, animosity that they may have built up to like actually channeling it in the right way here at the gym?
Well, one thing is anger is a secondary emotion, right? For anger comes from being embarrassed, being sad, whatever else. Anger comes from that part of it. So we got the anger is just a symptom. It's a symptom of what's really going on.
Right.
So let's figure out what's really going on. So you come in the gym and you let it all out. It doesn't matter. You can't go into you can't train anger. You train anger, you're gonna burn yourself out, right? So you have to understand that you have to separate things and kind of step back from your situation, because a lot of times people get caught in that anger and they won't be able to see anything else but the anger, right? They don't see the whole situation. They got to take a step back, and you have to do that when you're training. You have to, if you're sparring with somebody, you're getting lit up, right? You're getting hit, you're getting taken down. You can't just get mad and just ball up and just try to
go in.
Yeah, you can't do it, because you're going to get lit up again. So you have to figure out, okay, especially with being on the ground and things, you have to kind of figure out, like, okay, what do I need to do? First of all, I got to breathe, right? What's next? What's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? And you're still getting hit the whole time, right? Your brain is going, I got to go next step and next step. I got to move on to this. And you still get hit. That's the same thing with life. You got to calm down, look at the big picture. Everything ain't burning down. Maybe just one thing is. Figure out and deal with those little things. Same thing with fitness goals. You'll get frustrated. You decide you want to lose a bunch of weight. You think you come in the gym, you should lose a bunch of weight. But what else are you doing? What else? Maybe the gym. You're doing the gym part. What else you not doing? Let's figure it out.
Right.
You know. So a lot of times it's just clear thinking, clear-headed thinking, calming it down, and breathing.
Yeah.
How y'all doing? I'm Jeffrey Wright, aka J Wright the Prototype, professional boxer at 154 pounds, middleweight. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Or, you know, why is it important to give back to the youth?
Because the youth is lost nowadays. As a generation before them, we kind of fail them at the same time because we not help guiding to where they need to be at this point in time, because you see what's going on in the streets nowadays, and they see how we react to each other and let's say get society as a whole. So you got to give back to try to give them proper direction on a better future, because without a better future, we're gonna be stuck with where we at now.
Yeah.
Dealing with the youth, you know what I'm saying? We know a lot of youth have that inner anger. How do you get them to control that anger coming out here on the mat? Because, you know, just going in here and going crazy because you know, moms went crazy on them or something like that. So how do you get them to channel that anger?
It's a more of an outlet, because I'm one of them angry kids. I'm not gonna lie to you. I grew up one of them angry people that wanted to punch some of everything. But if you have an outlet to actually let go, you won't lash out at the world more compared to if I'm out in here, I can work on something and channel that anger energy to something positive, to try to better defend yourself, or just, you know, trying to gain some discipline while you in the gym.
So where do you see 0 to 100 in the next 2 to 3 years?
I hope we're still here in the community. I don't want to move out the community. I want to stay in the community. That's the first thing. I want to stay here. People tell me all the time, "Oh, when I first open this, you open in a bad spot. You're not gonna get the clients." And blah blah blah. Sometimes maybe that's a little bit of that's true.
Right.
But I feel like if I stay here and I keep pushing, right? I keep pushing. I keep knocking on doors, doing podcasts, doing documentaries or whatever else I can do to get the name out there.
Right.
We're doing this job, right? And I'm feeling that. I definitely want one of our fighters to have a title. That's really important to me. I want somebody to win a title, and I want them to have their career. I want to get somebody in the UFC. I want to get somebody to a higher level on that side of it. But really, I just want to do more fitness, more outreach, more our community, especially with COVID and that kind of thing. People need fitness. They need to build their immune systems. They need to get out and sweat.
And honestly, I do want to apologize though, because for the people who ain't viewing this on our YouTube page, if you listening in on any podcast app, we got some real fighters going at it back in the background right now. They actually going at it, man. And
I ain't know they're going back. What's going on
there? We got a young boy, young champ, man. So y'all got to check out the YouTube page. So make sure y'all follow and subscribe to our YouTube page under Put You on Notice podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back into the interview though, you talked about definitely using the gym, the space to help grow not just yourself but also the community. But you also just said you want to be able to get titles and stuff. But how far do you think you want to go as far as 0 to 100 as an entity? Do you want to expand this brand? Are you trying to?
Man, I don't know. I mean, of course you want to expand, right? But you also want to have a legacy, right?
Right.
I want to have you want to do something for your community that 0 to 100 has always been part of Milwaukee, right?
Okay.
Like G's Clippers, great.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Everybody knows G's Clippers, right?
And it's only one of them.
It's only one of them. And he does so much for the community, right? So you got to shout him out, right?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that you want in your community. You want something where people go 0 to 100. I know I can send my kid is maybe on the border of making bad decisions. Maybe I can try this. Right? It may not work, right? You may try, but at least you can call Marlon and say, hey, man, can I put my son in? And maybe you see what works on my daughter, right? Because we do. I'm gonna say not just son, because we have.
They got a women's class. They got a women's class as well.
We got some women fighters too. They're not here today, but they got some hands. I'm not leaving them out. But if you have some kids who are having issues and you got a way, call me. You know what I mean? See if we can get them in there and figure it out. If you're struggling with your weight, you need a little bit more motivation. I can call Marlon 0 to 100, maybe get in there. I know it's gonna be affordable, reasonable price, right? I can get in and kind of figure it out, and I work with you. You know what I mean? Like, we're not non-profit, we are for profit, but I still want to help. You know what I mean? I don't have to be greedy either, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It give you more bang for your buck.
Yeah. And I think we have a comparable facility. You know what I mean? We've got the cage panel, we got everything other gyms have. I don't shortchange anything.
You got the weight room.
Yeah. We don't shortchange anything here. You know what I mean? We invest. I want everybody to feel like this is a regular gym. It's not I discount it. You know what I mean? You get a regular training.
Okay. Now I want to jump into back into Growing Up Milwaukee.
Okay.
As far as Growing Up Milwaukee, how do you think the overall documentary illustrated the city?
I think it's really real for the city. Because Milwaukee is so segregated, a lot of people don't really understand what the stories of kids happen, right? I didn't grow up similar to any of that, right? I was blessed to have family that put me in a private school, so I saw different sides, right? But I also grew up on 14th and Atkinson and 12th and Capitol, right? So I saw both sides of how people live. I went to school in Dominican, Whitefish Bay, so I went to that area and I had to deal with those kids, and they were, I had that kind of lifestyle. But on the weekends, I would go hang out with my friends on 12th and Capitol and 14th Atkinson, right? So I saw different sides of Milwaukee, right? I saw different things that were going on with different people. So I was blessed in the fact that I got to see different sides.
Right.
So I think it was great, and I think some people criticize how the documentary kind of was dark, a little dark, right? It's a little dark, but it had to be that way because you need to really understand that this is what's going on with these kids. People make excuses all the time, but they don't understand. So people say, "Well, we blame the parents," but I don't have.
And that's crazy though. People think that it was dark because I would say it was a little watered down.
I've had people say it was a little dark.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Because people want to, in the story, people think they want to hear like, "Oh, it's." I mean,
they want to hear a success.
Yeah, he made it.
Yeah,
and they left it open ended. We don't know,
yeah.
right? Because we don't know what these kids are going through, right? Either or.
And that's the reality of the situation.
And it's the reality of the situation. And I hope that, a few minutes of my time with them could help them, but I don't know after they leave here, you know what I mean, in that situation. I pray for them. I want them to have maybe that experience. But, I think a lot of people don't know. Like, a lot of people who live in Brookfield don't know. They don't know. They say, well, the parents are involved. You don't have parents.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or, we should be, they don't have that. The things you think they should have. And I've had that conversation a lot with people. Like, you learned what you shouldn't do from your parents. Whether you go, my dad left me when we were here.
Right.
I'm not gonna be that kind of dad. But if you grow up with never knowing your dad, you don't even have that experience, right? So you just think it's out here, and you know what I mean. So you don't. And everybody telling you negative stuff. You might there's drug dealers on every corner. You don't know anybody who make that kind of money unless they're drug dealers, right? You don't know anybody who's not, you know what I mean? And these kids are going through that, right? Some of the kids don't even have a home.
Right.
They don't know where they're going tomorrow. Some kids turn 18, they don't know, I've had school, I've had boys and girls, I'm 18, I don't have anything now, what do? And nobody's taught them how to be a man.
Right. Huh.
Right? Even negativity stuff. I'm a game banger. There's nobody teach. Like, it's not even old school game banger teaching people how to be a proper game banger.
Speak on it.
Do you know what I mean?
Speak on it.
Or a proper I'm not saying advocate drugs,
but like for real,
there's nobody old enough to teach you because they're all locked up or dead.
There's no OGs in the game.
Yes, there's no LG, so nobody's telling you what not to do. So everybody's kind of like just not figuring it out, right? And it's sad. That's why we have a lot of problems with guys and women and things going on and trying to it's all messed up mentally because there's nobody else guiding our people, right?
So with the whole Growing Up Milwaukee and it shining or leaving that dark light, how do you feel that documentary will open people's eyes not only to the city of Milwaukee but the struggle that the kids are going through with, the single parent homes or growing up in group homes, finding a passion like you said, providing that guidance. How you think that documentary is going to shine a light to the city?
Hopefully, because it's on HBO Max and everybody, and it happened at the best time, right? Because everybody's streaming, everybody at home, everybody watching movies, everybody streaming. So hopefully somebody will take that piece of it and say, I want to do something about it, and not just throw money at it. See, the thing is, there's plenty of money out there, right? People throw money at problems all the time. There's grants all the time being given. But if you don't have the manpower, people actually doing something with that money, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you definitely need that strategic plan. You can't just give Webb a bunch of money and expect him to, hey,
go ahead, fix this.
Right.
I mean, I'm Webb.
Good luck.
I'm born and raised in Milwaukee, so I'll make things shake.
Oh yeah, what's the first thing you do?
I'm opening up a all-purpose facility center. I want to we ain't got no indoor gyms or no indoor fields here in Milwaukee. But we have a lot of people that want to play football, soccer, and everything.
Speak on it.
And when winters come down, it's shut down.
Yeah.
So now they're forced to sit in the house, like you said, get lazy, play video games, and if you look at Georgia or you look at Texas, they have that weather. Well, not now, but they can play year round. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I do, especially for the youth. So you don't want to give me the
I feel you. I need. Hey.
But you need people to come in and say, hey, let's run this. And here's the thing: they can't all just look like us. They can't all just look like us. They got to look like, because the world's not just made of us. You'll need people who from Brookfield who gave this money. They need to come and be around these people so they can learn.
Right.
So now I'm not afraid of blackmail. I know what they're going through. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid. I want to help you a person. So it's community. It's a community thing. Let me help you. So, because you throw money at it, you're not really looking at it. You're not
coming down here. You're not being a part of the struggle. You're not seeing it in real life. And you got to come and see it and know that you're okay. Nothing's going to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So,
if you watch the news, you scared. Like you said,
all the time.
If I didn't know, I'm like, oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. Like, you don't know. Like, you watch TV, you go, he did that? He's an animal. I'm not going down there. You know what I mean? Because it's all you see. Yeah. But then if you got to actually meet them, you know what I mean, and understand what they're going through, you're like, oh, it wasn't like that. It wasn't as monstrous as you think they were. Right. Even with the group home kids, some of the kids probably have done some real dark stuff. But then when you get to talk to them and understand what their mindset was, or why they did what they did, you go, you're human. You made a mistake, and you need to pay for whatever that mistake you did, but you were human. It was a human mistake. You know what I mean? It's human first. And I think we separate that from their kids. They're monsters. They're not monsters, right? Right. They're humans. They made a human mistake based on what the knowledge they had at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
if you had to give us one final message about Coach Marlon in 0 to 100,
Right.
what would it be?
Like I said, one bad day don't make a bad life. You decide, you have control of the situation, right? You have to, no matter what you're doing, do the best you can and get back up and keep fighting. Honestly, keep fighting. And anybody who's out there who has a facility, a program, don't be afraid to talk to the kids if you see them doing wrong, right? If it's AAU and you know your kids are doing wrong, you don't be afraid to talk to them. We have to be able to guide. We have to be able to guide them again. And I think a lot of that, you have to be not afraid to talk to the kids when you see them doing wrong.
Right, have those uncomfortable conversations.
Real uncomfortable conversations.
You definitely have to. And honestly, before you was gonna ask that, I was gonna ask you, what do you believe, since the documentary had a open ending, what do you believe should have been the call to action?
The call to action is how, maybe put a line that says, this is what we can do to help. Contact these people if you want to help.
Right.
Come see us and figure out something if you really want to help, right? Because there's a lot of times you say like there's not a lot of things to do in Milwaukee. There is, but a lot of people don't know about it.
Facts.
Right?
Like 0 to 100.
Like 0 to 100. And to the Boys and Girls Club programs, people don't really know.
True schools.
Because think about how many programs as a kid, me growing up personally, how many programs my parents put me in and had no clue, didn't want to do it, right? I was a Boy Scout, right? I didn't want to do Boy Scouts. I didn't want to do Boy Scouts. But that's probably one of the best times in my life.
Right.
Because I learned so much about survival and I just had fun. You know what I mean? I got out to go out to the city, go camping, and had that experience. A lot of people don't even get that experience, right? So I'm blessed, right? So we have to find more exposure to get these kids here, and we got to figure out how to get them there, right? Because if they don't have a parent, nobody making them go, they're not gonna go. You got to force them sometimes. You know what I mean? Think about when you play basketball, right? I'm sure there's times when you was a kid, you're like, I don't play no basketball. You had somebody go, we gonna hoop.
Yep, and that's exactly what happens. So it's like, hey, you tall, you better get out there and hoop. Like,
You gonna do something.
yeah, man. But no, like spaces like 0 to 100 and multiple other things in the city are definitely, they need more notoriety, and that's why we're trying to do what we need to do on our part as being Put You On Notice podcast. We trying to put y'all on notice, baby.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? We trying to get y'all that recognition, and like you said, it's needed. It's needed.
And there's a lot of talented, skilled people, and there's more sports than basketball, football, soccer. The one and rap, and there's more skills to get your way out of it. And MMA is not, it's not always the safest sport, right? But you can do it long enough to get you somewhere else. It can show you the world. You can travel the world. You can fight 3 or 4 years professionally, make a little money, get a little name out for yourself, and then you can change that and go bring it back to your community and change your community. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fighters that have done that. That have had a career, had the short term, get in and get out, and do that. And that's what you want to do. You're comfortable with that. I mean, it's an ugly sport sometimes, right? But it's a means to an end, right? And that's going to teach you. Even if you don't decide you want to fight, you can learn. You can have that skill. I know how to kickbox. Guess what? Now I have a job for myself. I can teach kickboxing. You know what I mean? Like my fighters, I teach them. Go ahead, teach. Learn how to teach. Like some of my fighters, I teach them how to teach because I want you to be able to say, okay, well, I have a skill now. You know what I mean? I can personal train. I can fitness train. I have another skill because I learned here. Right. So those things are very, very important for 0 to 100 fitness. That we're just going to expand in ourselves and expand in the way we think and the way we move.
Man, that's what's up, Coach Marlon, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you once again for joining us. Please let the people know where we could continue to follow and support 0 to 100.
We have a Facebook page, of course, Instagram. We have a website. We're located on 706 North Wisconsin Avenue. Give us a call, contact us, email, wherever you want to get in contact with us. We'd love to have you. Thanks.
Do you get in the ring yourself?
I do not. I am 40. I'm not getting anywhere
okay.
near. I train. And I kick them every once in a while. Spar a little bit, but there's no cage time for me at 40.
Oh, okay. I feel that, man. I'm about to go back out here and whoop this dude ass, man. So, yeah, there y'all have it. Coach Marlon, 0 to 100 Fitness. Hey, y'all better check out Coach J soon, man. He get back in the ring, man. But y'all just been put on notice.
Oh, shit, it's blast off his head.
No, y'all said it not. You're on the mat. No, the rule. What's the rule? What's the rule, y'all? You on the mat?
Hey, you on the mat?
You gotta get down. You on the mat? Oh Lord! Oh, no. He gets a catch. Double leg. Shoot the double leg.
Use what you learned already. Get in there.
Knee.
Pull it back.
Oh, this is turn bad. This turn bad. Oh God. Oh no. Drag him down. Drag him on down.
Come on, find your mates. Get him out of here.
Oh Lord.
Okay, I tapped.
He tapped out. He tapped.
You gotta catch him when he off guard.
How you feel about your victory?
Man, you know, I didn't want to do it to my brother, but I had to let him know I get down.
I understand. Make sure you keep this in, though. Make sure you keep this in.
I was taking the lessons, you know what I'm saying?
Who do the editing? Who do the editing?
I do all this. This not making it in the cut.